You'll love this. If you do it better than me, you can come here.
Okay. Ready? Set.
Yep.
Go.
Oh, good. This tests your patience.
It's multifunctional.
There's multiple
Exactly.
purposes to the exercise. It works on visual spatial problem solving, visual scanning, attention to detail, and speed of processing. It's to help him improve as much as possible after his injury. This whole therapy focuses on finding compensation, so if something's more difficult, we figure out tools that he could use for this task in real life so that he can go on and do the same type of activity and be successful and accurate and independent.
So someone like Ray, a successful businessman, the guy hella skis and he's working with colored blocks. Does he initially come in and say, why am I doing this?
Of course, of course. And it could be tough to go back to working with blocks. So everything we do, we try and just relate it to real life. For example, driving requires visual, spatial, and scanning skills. And so this isn't the same as driving, but it works on some of the fundamental skills and figuring that out.
I told her that I would never be an engineer, and I flunked out of engineering school, so it shouldn't really apply to me. But it works somewhat on spatial skills. And it helped me get my driver's license back, because every time you have a brain injury, you lose your driver's license, and then you have to take driving tests and driver's training, which I never took to get my original license. That was 60 years ago, but now I have my license back.
When someone goes in, they break their arm, you can see it right away. In Ray's case, people heard that he had a severe injury, fell off his bike. When they saw him, what they noticed was he wasn't beat up. He had no cuts, no bruises, and they said he looks fine. And what they don't understand is, it's the injury is between his ears. It's to his brain, and it just takes a long time for people to recover from it.
So what would be great is if you could try and do this with increased speed.
Okay.
So do one round with just tapping. So alternating each foot, not knocking them over. We'll do one round down there. Do each one.
There's a lot of multitasking with what you do. You have them look around, you have them holding things, you have them balancing. Is that really important?
It's very important. When Ray got here, even just turning his head, he would lose his balance, and then you kind of extrapolate that and put that to somebody who wants to get back to driving. That's critical, so we integrate that in the very beginning. And people that have brain injuries typically have something related to their vestibular system, which directly affects their balance.
How much of a therapist are you? Because I know it's frustrating for a lot of patients who remember what it was like before they were tapping their toes on cones, and now even the simplest thing can be really difficult.
I just try and give tasks that are fun and that are different, really change it up every day in their therapies. You also have to have some level of repeatability so that they can see their changes and they can also see their gains so that it's rewarding to them. To me, it's the best part of the job is when somebody comes back in and says, I tried adaptive skiing, it was great, and then he goes and tells some of the other patients that are here and they experience it.
Patty said that when you first came in here, even turning your head, you lose your balance pretty quickly. Can you sense a difference? Are you impressed with your progress?
Oh yeah, I've been very lucky in that I didn't break any serious bones, and so I didn't have to have any surgery of any kind. But coming here has really helped me. I knew nothing about brain injuries until I had one. And that's the part that most people don't understand. They don't know unless a loved one, like Dylan in your case, or myself, has a brain injury. We just don't understand or know anything about it. I was riding a bike, for crying out loud, and some people here were walking on the walk signal across a crosswalk perfectly okay. And I see somebody jaywalking, I go nuts, because it's just so dangerous. So don't do the things like jaywalking. And when you do ordinary things that you've done many times, like I'd ridden that bike trail 100, 200 times and never had a problem. But when I had the problem, it was very large.
From day one, what we heard was it's a long, slow process, and it really is on that for both sides. But it's definitely tougher for the person who suffered the injury because they're aware of what they were before, and now they know what they are now, and it's hard on them.
Are you impressed with his progress? I mean, he's in an adaptive ski program. I mean, when you saw him in the hospital in a coma, did you ever think that less than a year he'd be back on a ski slope?
No, I didn't think he'd be. No, I did not think he'd be skiing at all on that, and that's amazing that he's able to do that, and it's because he wants to. It's important to him. That's what was important before, and so he's getting as much of his life back as that he had before the accident.